Among Us is an incredibly popular game of teamwork and betrayal that is loved by people all over the world. It has become so well liked as it is an incredibly simple premise and a unique idea.
Okay, so to begin with, we will go over general rules before diving into some fun alternative versions to play. So, Among Us players are either crewmates or an imposter. The game can be played with 4 to 10 players, either online with strangers using a secure, simple chat function, or in person with friends via local Wi-Fi. You move your mouse or finger over the screen or joystick to move around the map and press the use button when you arrive at a task. And when you press the online function, you will see a bar on top of the host function where you can create your own username. So mine is Placaquette. And when you join a game, you can also personalize your outfit using the computer in the lobby. And at the beginning, you also have the choice of hosting a game or simply just joining. So the benefits of hosting includes the game's control settings, how it is set up. You can customize the game's control settings to however you want it to be. And some things you can decide is also which map you want to play on. There's the Skeld, which is a spaceship in the middle of outer space, Mirror HQ, which is an airplane type thing that kind of just flies in a beautiful blue sky, or Polis, a snowy base on a rocky terrain. And you can also decide how many imposters there will be per game. You can have 1 to 3 imposters, and if you're playing online with people you know, you can change the lobby from public to private. If you are hosting the game and no one is joining, you can switch your lobby from public to private or vice versa, and more people are supposed to join. This happens because the game will appear more often as an option for people who are looking to join a game since it is being refreshed. And when you're private, your friends can enter from typing in a code at the bottom of your screen, and different from public, nobody can join. And so the goal of the crewmate is to win by either filling the group's taskbar by finishing all your tasks or to find and eject the imposter. So some actions a crewmate can take to win the game is to complete your tasks. Listed in the top left corner. There is a map on the right that shows you where your tasks and the different rooms are located. You can also fix the imposter sabotages. Just follow the red arrow and it will lead you to the problem. So you can also call an emergency meeting if you discover who the imposter is or have a strong suspicion. Also check the admin map or security cameras to look for suspicious activity. You might catch someone leaving the room that has a dead body in it, or watch an imposter event or kill. Finally, you can report dead bodies that you find. When you do this, you will have the chance to talk through the chat with other players about where you found it, who you think it might be, and then vote on someone to eject. So when you eject someone, it means eliminating them from the game. And if they're an imposter, if you eject them, that's a good thing, because then you come closer to winning the game. And when the last imposter is ejected, the crewmates win. So the goal of the imposter is to kill all the crewmates to win the game. They can do this by either blending in with the crew to avoid suspicion, traveling through vents to get away from the crime scene, and sneaking up on unsuspecting crewmates. They can also pretend to complete tasks by standing in front of them and moving away when the taskbar happens to go up. It's important to note that there is a setting where some tasks are what is known as visual tasks, and other players can see evidence of you completing, or in the imposter's case, not completing the tasks. And when you do complete them as a crewmate, it proves to others that you are not an imposter, revealing the suspicion off of you. Some tasks are long tasks, which take longer to do than shorter tasks, so make sure when you're faking tasks, you need to be generally aware of how long each task takes. Another goal of the imposter is to sabotage the ship. For example, you can turn off the lights. For example, if the imposter sabotages the oxygen tank, then obviously if they don't fix it in time, then all the crewmates die because there's no more oxygen.
Imposters can close
doors in order to trap victims. And finally, the imposter can kill all the crewmates in between their kill cooldowns. And when the imposter is killed or ejected, they become a ghost, just like crewmates. They can use the ghost chat at all times, and if you are a ghost imposter, you can still sabotage. And ghost crewmates can also still complete their tasks to win the game.
Some of you may be looking for new variations to this game to spice up your playing. Because of how it is set up, it is very easy to enjoy alternative versions of play, both by yourself and with friends. The most popular alternative mode of playing is hide and seek, where the imposter is the seeker and the crewmates have to hide from them. The requirements for this version is that there is one imposter, 2 to 4 short tasks for each crewmate, 1 emergency meeting allowed, a short kill cooldown, maximum speed, imposter vision 0.5 times and crewmate vision 4 times. The kill distance being normal or long. We prefer long because the imposter vision is already really low, so even with the long kill distance, it isn't easy for the imposter. And no sabotages are allowed. You should set the discussion or voting time to be a very little amount in case anyone accidentally reports a body or calls a meeting. At the beginning of the game, the imposter must somehow signal to the crewmates that they are the imposter, so the crewmates know to avoid them. This can be done by venting at the beginning or calling an emergency meeting. When the imposter kills, no one is allowed to report the body. Instead, just ignore it until you win or lose. In order for the crewmates to win, you have to finish all your tasks, so even if you're a ghost, make sure you finish your tasks and don't exit the game. The imposter blindly runs around until they see their kill button light up or a flash of color, whereupon they try to kill the crewmate. A good strategy for the imposter is to travel by vents, as you can get to places much quicker. If playing in the Mira HQ or Polis game setting, you can travel in between all the vents, while with the scaled location, you can only travel to certain vents from your current location. We recommend you play with the Mira HQ as it is the smallest map, making it easier for both the crewmates to finish tasks and the imposter to hunt them down. The second alternative version of play is Frantic Mode. This is an easy game to set up if you are the host, as you don't have to explain into great detail the rules to your online players. Of course, you can play with friends too, but it is not necessary. The only thing you really need to say is that this is Frantic Mode, and the imposters are allowed to only sabotage the non-deadly things, which are lights and communications, whereupon the crewmates cannot fix them. The premise of this game is to make it go incredibly quickly, forcing the players to make snap decisions on who they are voting for, and get their tasks done as soon as possible. The requirements for this game is to have a fast kill cooldown, many short tasks, 5 or more, no visual tasks, confirm ejects off, short voting and discussion time, no emergency meetings. This will incite panic into the players, making the game more exciting, and it is good for those who are not the detective type and do not want to puzzle hard over their suspects. The versions for playing with your friends are games that are difficult or impossible to play online, as you have to coordinate beforehand on things such as names and colors. The first version is playing with colors. Each avatar has a specific color they choose in the rainbow in the room's lobby. When people talk in the game chat or over voice chat, they might refer to the avatars by either their color or by their names. In this version, to make the game more confusing, you and your friends can change your names to a color that isn't the same as your avatars. This is a fun way to cause chaos and confusion, keeping the game interesting. The second alternative version with friends is to play with pronouns. This is another confusing game version, but instead of colors, you mix around names to be pronouns. These are things like her, me, not me, they, who, and whom, among other things. We all use pronouns, and having them as an avatar's actual name, it will become difficult to get your point across accurately.
So hopefully this tutorial has helped you understand the game and gave you some inspiration for new ways of playing. Also, feel free to look in the app's how to play section if you have any further questions, or if you want to practice, you can try the free play mode. The free play mode generally has the same rules as the real game, except you are playing with bots and you have a choice of being an imposter or a crewmate. To be an imposter, simply just find a computer and select a red file.